Hello, hello, everybody. And we are excited because we're here to talk today about Zinzino. And in Zinzino, there's a lot of stories, and you're going to hear why we are so excited about Zinzino. So here about 10 years ago, I was introduced to Zinzino. I am a mother of 4. I am from Minnesota, but I went overseas and lived in Denmark for 25 years. And I really thought that I was healthy. In Denmark, they are not going out to eat a lot and didn't eat a lot of processed foods. And I made food at home with my kids. And so when I heard about Zinzino and they had this balance test, I was really interested to find out what my score was and for my children. And I found out that by taking this balance test that I was not as healthy as I thought. And I finally ended up getting into balance. And I can tell you, not only was I feeling so much better, I mean, I feel healthier, I feel younger. So I can tell you, I'm excited to share this with you. So I'm going to bring on here somebody to also tell a little bit of her story and tell a little bit about why we are so excited about all this testing around in Zinzino. So let's bring her on here. Hello to Bibi. Hi, Bibi.
Hi, Carla. So good to be here. And I am Bibi Frederick.
And actually, the fun thing about you, Bibi, is you almost did the opposite of what I did. I grew up in Minnesota and lived most of my adult life overseas, but you did the opposite.
I went over here. Yeah, we swapped places. So yeah, and yeah, I love living here in the U.S. and it's so fun to have that connection with you.
Yay!
So we understand the cultural differences.
I know, and Bibi, both of us, when we met Zinzino, we were thinking we were healthy. But tell us about the balance test. Why is this so important?
Well, I think nothing is more scientific than a test. And I love it that we actually give people a baseline of where they are. So how healthy they are, how well their body functions. And since most people fail it, we also have a solution for it. So we bring people kind of the bad news, but then we also have a solution. So we have products that work and make that difference.
So for me, Bibi, I started at this balance where you're supposed to be 1-to-1, but I started at 34.4 to 1. So what does all this mean?
Well, it's not a good place to be at. So it was a very good thing that you got on the products because we want to be in that 3-to-1 balance. Otherwise, our bodies cannot function optimally.
Okay.
So it's like we have billions of cells in our body and they all have to be healthy. The cell membranes have to be healthy. And for them to be healthy, they have to have certain nutrients like omega-3 in them. Mm-hmm. And most of us lack it. So it's an explanation of why we are as unhealthy as we are.
But you know, so when I got into balance, it made such a difference. And we have stories here today. So we're going to let's bring on Leslie. Leslie, could you tell a little bit about your story and what it's made a change for you? Leslie?
Sure. Hi, my name is Leslie Shiver. I live in Aiken, Minnesota, and I've been a house cleaner for over 30 years. I suffered with really bad back pain, and oftentimes my lower back would get stuck. It would get so stuck that I'd have to be carried into the chiropractor. One day I was volunteering at the community meal, and some lady came up to me because she knew I had a backache that day. And she asked if I had something that would help. Would you be interested in hearing? And I said, sure. So she tested me, and then she provided me with the balance oil. And, my test came out at a 37 to 1. And I got to tell you, 3 weeks later, my back pain went away. And, that was 4 years ago. And, I haven't needed to go to a chiropractor in 4 years since I've been on the balance oil. So I'm so grateful for my friend Trisha. I'm grateful for Zinzino, and I'm grateful for the balance oil. I feel great today, and I'm at a 2.1, so I'm really grateful. So thank you.
I love that. What a great story. Now, BB, she talked about these numbers. She was also way out of balance. So she was
Yeah.
mentioning the balance oil. So as you said, when we know we're over 3-1, there's a solution. So what is this solution, and what is it that that Leslie's talking about?
So she's getting enough omega-3 into her body, and she could see it because she took a second blood test. So it's like proof, yes, you're actually absorbing these nutrients and they're getting all the way into your cell membranes, which is the key thing. And because she did that, her cell membranes became healthy. And that means she also is able to absorb nutrients better, and she's able to get rid of toxins in her cells. So no wonder that she's feeling better, right? Because she's giving her body what it needs to function normally.
Okay, so, but does that mean that this is an omega-3 just like other omega-3s?
No, it's very, very different. So omega-3 is a wonderful thing, but it breaks down very easily, it oxidizes, and that then you lose all the benefits. So the key is to protect the omega-3 as you're consuming it. And what we've done is we've combined it with a lot of antioxidants from a very high quality olive oil. And it's actually the way it is in nature too. In nature, omega-3 is always combined with antioxidants. So we're imitating what it's like to eat a whole fish.
Okay,
And that is
so
a
it's
way.
not an omega-3, because I've heard omega-3 is good, but it's not omega-3 in the same sense. It's actually like eating a lot of fish. Is fish in a
Right.
bottle if she's taking the oil. Now I know that we also have
Right.
capsules and things like that. So it's actually really you know, getting your cells in balance. I've heard that healthy cells will give you a healthy body. Okay, well, let's go to another story here. Lily, would you be willing to tell us what Zinzino has done for you?
Yes, hi, definitely. Lily Borasain from Edinburgh, Texas. And yes, I've been a missionary for a very long time. So I travel to many different countries, and I struggle a lot with my health, all the way to where I was in really, 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 really bad shape. I wasn't counted alive at this point. But I ran into Zinzino, and Zinzino came to my door. But it was amazing when I first started taking the products, and I went all the way with all out with the health protocol and daily, faithfully taking it. And it has done wonders for my health. My test was 28-1, but really got me was the category on the mental strength. I was having a really huge issue in my life, and the mental strain was crazy up high, and that's what got me knowing that result. Really, it just really brought me to the conclusion that this is something no one's ever been able to help me with, or it was amazing for me. So thumbs up. I stay on 3-1. I cannot do anything else, because that's the amazing part, to be 3-1, and that's just it. So yes, I'm excited. I'm healthy.
Wonderful. Now, Bibi, she mentioned the health protocol. You can feel her energy that she's taking the entire health protocol. So
Yeah.
what is the health protocol?
So the health protocol is three things. So we make it very simple but efficient in Zinzino. And so the balanced oil is the one that gets your cell membranes healthy. And then we have a multivitamin, and that gives you all the vitamins and minerals that you need in order for your body to rebuild itself. And so it helps with that imbalance otherwise of breaking down more than you build up. And so it helps rebuild tissue. And the multivitamin also helps boost your immune system. So in 2 to 4 days, your immune system is up to 100%, which is what we all want these days, especially.
Okay, so 3 products. And I know I've said, you know, I like when my computer isn't working and I push Control Alt Delete and everything resets. So this is almost like a resetting your health so that your body can like work the way it's supposed to work. Is that how we're looking at this?
And I just want to say, I love how for Lily, it was mentally, that was a big, big change. And for me, that's almost my favorite benefit from the health protocol is the optimal brain health. And that's something we all need, whether it's kids, adults, old people. And we actually tested, the test that we take shows your mental strength. So to see it before and after is amazing as well for that one.
Okay, I love that. Well, let's get another story in here. Diane, would you tell us a little bit about why Zinzino for you?
Hello, I'm Diane Nelson from Princeton, Minnesota. I retired early from Cargill as a pricing analyst. I was simply looking for a way to save myself from the misery of the health issues my mom had, heart disease, diabetes, leading right to Alzheimer's. What I found is that after only 2 weeks on the balanced oil was solving problems I didn't even know I had. My shoe fell off. I thought I had fat feet. Nope, I just had messed up cells. I changed my cells and I changed my life.
Wonderful. I love that. Sometimes, because you can't see what's going on inside your body. That's why this test is so important. And resetting your health, people are having those changes and feeling different. Well, let's get another story in here. Carrie, would you tell your story also?
Sure. Hi, I'm Carrie Zach from Little Falls, Minnesota. I was introduced to Zinzino February of 2021. I worked in the mental health field and I was physically unable to work any longer. I was bedridden, wearing adult diapers, using a walker to walk. I had a lot of digestive issues, which led to physical problems with mobility. I met Leslie because we volunteered together and she asked if she had something that could possibly help me, would I try it? And I said yes. And I started on the xenobiotics, which is part of our health protocol. And today I'm mobile and wearing big girl panties and, traveling and doing everything. And thanks to Zinzino, I will probably live to be way old. So amazing.
I love that. And it's just incredible. I mean, just hearing stories like each of these, when a lot of people say that they're just getting older, Bibi. And, it doesn't mean that we need to have all those things that we call just getting older. That doesn't have to be, Bibi. So people can really make a difference.
Right. It's not so much about getting older, it's more about not getting the nutrients that you need. So we take care of that part. And it's amazing to see the difference in all these stories. It's so encouraging.
So one of the things that I have really felt myself is the anti-aging effects. And I know that when you're renewing your cells, and our test, it takes 120 days for all of your cells to renew. But I know when I was done, I have been feeling healthier as time goes on completely. I am feeling, I feel better. And people are saying to me, Carla, I think you're getting younger. When I am up running around with my grandchildren now, people are saying, did that kid just call you grandma? That can't be. I love the anti-aging effects that the products have. So what is going on with that, Bibi?
So the way you feel and look, it's every single cell that is getting healthier, including your skin cells. And skin elasticity, for instance, improves when you get enough omega-3. So like all your cells are getting softer and more permeable, including your skin cells. So it makes total sense. And so it's not just on the outside, but it's on the inside as well. And, we talk about optimal brain health, optimal heart health, boost your immune system. But it's your whole body that benefits from the products.
So tell me, because I know, why do we take that second test? What is, and why does it take 120 days?
So we're taking a dry blood test, and it's a very easy at-home dry blood test. You just prick your finger and put it on test paper, and we send it to a lab in Norway that specialize in this kind of testing. And the reason that we wait 120 days is because we're testing the red blood cells, and the red blood cells renew themselves every 120 days. So we wait that long because of that.
Okay. Well, I know there's another story coming on here. Tiffany, could you tell your story?
Hi, I'm Tiffany. I'm in Hill City, Minnesota. My 8-year-old has struggled dramatically with skin issues. We spent hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on alternative therapies. And she was to the point where she was wanting to wear a mask everywhere because her face, she looked like a burn victim. And she would be so itchy, she would bleed and scab, and nothing was working. So then we were introduced to Zinzino, and she's on the biotic and the oil. And after 4 months, she's completely clear.
I can see just in your eyes what it means to you, Tiffany. I absolutely love that, because it's not, people aren't just out of balance as time goes on. BB, people are out of balance, and actually every generation seems to be getting worse. Why is that, BB?
Yeah. Well, kids actually test way worse than adults in America. So the average American tests 25 to 1, and kids test 40 to 1. And it's all based on diet. So we probably all aware of how unhealthy Americans eat, and it's getting worse and worse, way worse than 20, 30 years ago. And so it's all because of the diet, and getting way too many omega-6s in our diets and not enough omega-3. So that imbalance is really dramatic.
It just makes
And,
sense. Yeah, that makes
yeah.
sense. When you have healthy cells, you have a healthy body. If you have unhealthy cells, there's an unhealthy body. Well, I have the same thing, BB, and thanks, BB, for coming on and talking about this. When I heard about this personally, I also, as I said, had 4 children. Now, I worked as a teacher and a counselor, and it was a busy life. But when I got tested for myself, it's not that I had anything wrong with me, but I really could feel the difference afterwards. But of my 4 kids, my youngest tested way off the charts, and he was a child who lived in his own world. And I could tell by starting him, I just started on the balance oil. I wasn't using the health protocol at that time, but I could see changes in my own son. And like Tiffany, you get moved as a mom when your child is changing. And I wanted to tell everybody, in Zinzino, you can choose to become a customer and getting healthy. That's an important thing. But you can also choose to partner up with a company. Now, they cost the same for all the products, no matter what you want to do. So if you want to be healthy, be customer. If you want to get started and earn an extra income, and any type of income, you can partner up. Now, I decided to partner up, and I loved being a teacher and a counselor. So it wasn't that I was looking for another profession, but when it changed my son, I wanted to tell everybody about it. And when people had a health issue, I was able to test them and then help them feel better. But the crazy thing is after a year and a half, I was getting a check from Zinzino that was larger than my teacher's wages. And I was able then to have a choice. Did I want to continue as a teacher, or should I stay at home with the children? Now, they were all 4 teenagers at the time. And I am so grateful that I had that choice to be able to stay at home with my kids. That was the best gift Zinzino could get. So we have more stories on here. Now, Jeff and Donna, I know you as a couple also, when you met Zinzino, it also made a difference for both of you. Jeff and Donna?
Absolutely. We're Jeff and Donna from Patnode from Minnesota. We've been in business now for about 39, 40 years. We're about 7, 8 years ago is when Zinzino was introduced to us. A good friend of ours attempted to get this information in front of us 3 or 4 different times throughout the summer. And we finally decided to take a look at it. We weren't looking for anything because we had enough to do. We had a feed fertilizer business, we had a pet store, we had grooming, and Donna did massages and grooming. And so our plate was full. But when I seen what Zinzino had to offer, you know, what really excited me was a test-based nutrition. Never heard of that before. And of course, it just totally changed our lives, wealth-wise and health-wise. And health was what we were after. So, Donna?
I was dealing with a lot of health issues at that time. So when they introduced this to us, I did not want anything to do with it. I did not want anything more put on our plate. But lo and behold, after about, I think I started noticing differences about 10 days in.
Mhm.
And I had a lot of digestive issues, and it was keeping me from working my full potential. So Zinzino had totally changed my health.
Yeah. So when we started out just to make a little extra money, yeah, it turned into way more than that. We sold a lot our house and our business, and we get to travel around the United States and over the pond and stuff because that's what Zinzino, we can build Zinzino from wherever we're at. And that's what I like about it. Just so many pluses.
I love that. And I think you guys, it's kind of the same thing. When it changed my son, we want to tell everybody about it. And I know, Donna, with your health, you end up getting passionate about really helping people have that same experience. People don't need to stay sick, and they can create extra income. And there's so many people looking at ways, how can we get healthy, and why not do it all naturally? And if you can create that extra income, that makes a difference. Well, how about if we bring Nancy on here? Nancy, would you tell a little bit about why Zinzino for you?
Am I unmuted? I'm Nancy Callan, and I live in Duluth, Minnesota. Last November, I was up visiting in Brainerd with my family for Thanksgiving, and I was introduced to Zinzino at the mall. Everybody else was shopping. I was recovering from broken bones in both my feet and also being on cancer care for 2 years. I was kind of a hot mess, and Leslie explained what the balance oil was. So I went on the balance oil, and at night I would have shooting pain in my feet. And after only 3 days of being on this balance oil, the shooting pain stopped. And to this day, I have not had any more pain in my feet. I also had neuropathy in my hands. I couldn't hold a pen or write. And I'm an organist. My left hand wouldn't coordinate. And at Easter, I was able to play at my church for Easter service using feet and hands at the organ. And I did. We traveled to Redwood Falls to visit my family. And I came in as a partner because I thought I knew I was going to share this information because I was so excited what it had done for my own health. And we were shopping, and I had told my granddaughter I would buy her a television for her new apartment. She also needed a printer for her computer. And then while we were there, my daughter's vacuum broke. So we got over to the store and we bought all these things. And I said, well, wait a minute, I'll pay for it. And all of a sudden, I mean, I just realized then I was able to do that because of my Zinzino income. I was so happy.
What a great story. Okay, so, and if I remember correctly, Nancy, you are how old and you're started up in Zinzino as a partner?
I will be 80 in December.
Okay, Jeff and Donna, this is definitely some of the things that really touch our heart. Everybody can actually build this business. Jeff and Donna.
You bet. As you've heard from all the stories, Carla, you know, we made the right choice 7, 8 years ago to get involved with Zinzino because it's about changing people's lives and hearing the stories. You know, hands down, that's more than we ever anticipated. coming into Zinzino.
I
But so for us, it's been a total blessing.
I love that. Okay, so let's bring on Stacy. Stacy, could you tell a little bit about your story?
Hi, I'm Stacy. I live in Hill City, Minnesota, and I am an unlicensed Phi Ed teacher and a high school basketball coach. And with my positions being renewed yearly, I was really struggling with the idea of having financial stability. And then a friend introduced me to Zinzino. And since it was in the health and wellness field, I was already passionate about to start with, I decided to jump in. And since then, I have broken the zero and I have peace of mind knowing that that check from Zinzino is coming in every month and we get to have that and then use that as some fun money.
I love that. And you can hear she's a mom in the background with the kids. I love that, Stacy. Okay, but that's a great thing for all the moms out there. Why not, be your own boss and be able to be either at home with the kids or have that extra fun money. Jeff and Donna, that is something that, there isn't a limit to dreams. People can do whatever they want, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. If you can dream it, you can do it. But with everything, you have to put the time into it and to develop yourself and get more people involved and talk to more people and build a business and develop relationships. That's what it's all about, Carla, just moving forward and going where you want to go. Figure out there's a team of people out there that'll help you put together a plan to help you get to where you want to go.
I love
Trading
that.
time for money.
Yeah.
Trading time for money. Yeah.
Trading time for money. Owning our business, going to work, coming home, going to work, coming home, all the time, working with farmers. And now we're driving around the countryside, meeting a lot of people and helping a lot of people with their health. Warms my heart. We absolutely love sharing with people. They deserve to hear what we have to say. They really do.
Oh, I love that. And you know what, I also have that where, you end up having that passion of wanting to share with absolutely everybody and that everybody can do this. So it doesn't matter if you're 18 or 80, everybody can build this business. So let's hear from some more people. How about if we have Trisha come on? Trisha, could you tell a little bit from you about why Zinzino?
Hi, I'm Trisha from Aiken, Minnesota. And I used to be a care consultant where I worked with older families, helping them to have their loved ones stay at home, caring for them. So it was very rewarding work because I felt like I could really make a difference in people's lives. When I retired, I knew I needed to do something extra because I wanted travel money. I wanted to travel for fun, travel to visit our kids out of state. And now with Zinzino, I have been able to double my retirement income. We were just in Boston visiting my niece's family. And in July, we get to go to Colorado to babysit our new grandson. And I'm also able to really help people change their lives the way it's changed for me. And I can thank Zinzino for that.
I love that. Jeff and Donna, we're talking a little bit, you guys mentioned it too, with working and, a lot of people, they work all month and at the end of the month, they have all these bills, they pay the bills and they start from zero. You guys were already business owners, so you were able to work for yourself, but there's a difference in starting the month with an income. That is actually quite different in Zinzino, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. You heard break to zero. So as you grow your business, people order to get the products every month because why? Because it's good for you and it changes your cells and makes you healthy and makes you feel younger. So you don't start from zero every month. Like in a business, you got to just get out there and sell and promote and advertise and all this overhead stuff that goes with it, with employees and insurance. It was in Zinzino. We don't have any of that stuff.
I can see the look on your face. We don't have any of that stuff. Okay, let's hear from some other business. I'd like to hear a little bit. Jean and Peg, you guys also chose to get started in Zinzino. Could you tell a little bit about why Zinzino for you?
For sure. I'm Peg Duno. This is my husband, Gene, my better half. And we live south of the Twin Cities in Elko New Market, Minnesota. And we were in business together for 40 plus years in the restaurant business. And I really personally loved that parts of it, which especially the employees and the people. And the other part I really loved is it enabled us to do a wonderful lifestyle. We did a lot of sailing around the world. We were able to hike when we wanted to and go to some pretty exotic places. But there were drawbacks too. See?
Yeah, it was great, but you just, unless you've been there, you don't understand how much money it takes to go into business, normal business. Every business we started, we took on more and more debt. And then, of course, there was a payroll. We had hundreds of people working for us, and we had to meet that payroll every month. And these were real obligations, and they begin to wear on you after a while. And it's sort of like it became the business owned us rather than we owned the business. So 3 years ago, we exited all of our real estate and restaurant businesses, and more or less just went on to sort of retire.
Yeah, I laugh because, I don't think we'll ever retire. But anyhow, a really good friend of mine introduced me to Zinzino, and she was really enjoying it and kind of was after me for a while. It was kind of like Donna and she kind of hounded me for a bit. And once I looked at it, I loved the people and I loved the product. So, Gene, and then he came in a couple minutes later.
Yes. We found a new business that allows us to work with great people and have financial rewards and a lifestyle that we love.
Love that. What a great story.
Thank you, guys.
I love that. Jeff and Donna, can't you hear that with them where they're saying, we really didn't own the business or the business was kind of owning us. And I know you guys have said the same thing. You guys also had multiple businesses, and yet there's a difference with Zinzino.
Absolutely. When part of our business, I was a dog groomer, and like Jeff said before, a massage therapist. I had one little slip, an accident, and it took out my right arm. And I was the fun money earner of the family. The business paid for our bills and whatnot, but I was the fun money earner and going on vacations and doing all the extras. And I had a slip and fall, and I took out my right arm that took actually over a year to recover from. And my fun money went from nice and up here way down to zero within just a few seconds. And so if I didn't show up, I wasn't making that fun money. And so things got a little tough for us. But at the same time that happened is when we heard about Zinzino. And our life
we got back into the fun money.
We got back into the fun money. And I love it because the fun money started to add up and add up and add up, and it got funner and funner and funner. And Jeff got to get away from working so very hard, and now we have fun.
I love that, and here in Zinzino, not only can people hear about the products making a difference, the company, the fun in it, the things that you're doing, and you can feel people's purpose. of really what it matters to be able to help other people. Let's get our last story in here. Angie, could you come on and tell your story?
Hi, my name is Angela Lewandowski, and I live in Reamer, Minnesota. I worked in sales and marketing. It was a good paying job, but I was working about 60 hours a week. And being that I was a single mom of 4 daughters at the time, that wasn't easy. I didn't have enough time. So when I was introduced to Zinzino, I saw a way that I could make some extra money and maybe be able to have some extra time with my family. So I got started, and with my Break the Zero check that I receive from Zinzino every month, I've been able to buy back a lot of my time and able to do a lot of extra things, trips and vacations and things with my family, creating a lot of memories together, which has been really special for us.
And isn't that what life is all about, guys? So, Jeff and Donna, we are really there's so many things about Zinzino. I mean, it's on NASDAQ. It's been around since 2005, and it's been growing for every year with about 33%. But don't we see that potential of the future, where it's going to go?
Oh, we're really excited for the future, Carla. I mean, we're Zinzino, when we got involved, they were in about seven countries. Now they're shipping and they're in shipping to over 100 countries, 7 or 8 years later. I mean, that's great growth. I mean, just being a part of Zinzino, we're so blessed that our friend just kept, if you want to call it, hounding us for all summer long.
I love it. And one of the things that I think is great is we are 330 million people here. And in the United States, we haven't tested, but maybe around 22,000 people. That's it. We've got a lot of more people to test. We've got a product that nobody else has been able to get into balance because of the numbers. 99% of Americans and 97% of the world, and we're almost to 1 million tests now. So no matter where you're calling in from, there's a 97% chance you're going to fail that test, and we can do something about it. Now, Jeff and Donna, that's business potential. Isn't that like the best business potential numbers you've heard?
Oh, you bet. And no one ever mentioned about we mentioned residual, but transferable. When something happens to Donna and I, that money will be transferred to our kids and our grandkids.
They'll think about us at least once a month.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you guys for coming on. We're really at the start of this. It hasn't even got started. So for those of you who are checking out Zinzino right now, you can hear from the group of us. We know Zinzino products, hands down, are doing a lot for people's health. And you can take that test. It's just an at-home simple test that you can take to find out whether or not you would be in balance. And you can choose, do you want to sign in as a customer, or do you really need some extra income and want to partner up? Or are you looking for a group of people that are passionate and wanting to do something together? Or maybe just to get some fun money? Either way, whatever you want, whether you want to be a stay-at-home mom, you want some fun money, you want some retirement money, or you want to transfer it on, take a good look at Zinzino, because from all of us here, we know why we're doing Zinzino. We're looking for some more. We've got 330 million Americans to go, about 30 million Canadians to go. And yes, as Jeff said, we're just getting started. We're opening now globally, internationally, and there's a lot more people to help get healthy. So thank you from all of us here at Zinzino. We are so excited that you took the time to check us out. And I hope that everybody has a great day, and we're looking forward to hearing your story. Goodbye from all of us.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.